Yeah, I'm ready, baby.
Fate decided.
Let's get this party started.
Craving something scary.
Hello, Sydney. It's an honor.
Killjoy Jake.
Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother!
Watch Zone.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
The collective has spoken.
Yo, Lethal Collective Monday Q&A. The Fantastic Four rejoined. We've been 50-50 for the last couple days. It's kind of weird, man. But we're back, ready to go at it. Thank you guys in the live chat for hanging out with us. We see all you guys. A big group hello.
Hey guys.
And as usual, if you have any questions, just put those into the live chat and we will try our best to get to them. We may not get to them all, but we will try. But guys, let's we were talking backstage, so we might as well just put this out here on live. Let's talk about this Nev thing, because that's a pretty hot topic to get going.
Yeah, so man, seems like the rumor mill is getting started up again, because we have some people claiming that at Monster Mania, someone is saying, oh, actually, with the whole Nev situation, someone at the studios, one of the money people, is saying, hey, if you give Nev Campbell the money she wants, you can mosey on out of here, Scooter. That's what they're saying. Exactly that, and nothing different. So, but in layman, word for word, in layman's terms, basically we have someone at the studio. Apparently, this is just a rumor saying that if you bring Nev Campbell, if you give her more money, we're throwing this movie somewhere else. There's a bunch of maybe drama behind the scenes, nothing confirmed, but just some rumors that we got going around the old fence. What do you guys think about that?
I real quick, Craven, you can start talking about what you were talking about, but real quick before I forget, I will say though, obviously it's a rumor, who knows what's going on, but Jamie Kennedy in his video, if you guys watched his video on the Nev situation, he said that it was one person and he knew who it was, but he said he couldn't put it out there, but he knows who because he starts out by saying something along the lines of like, yeah, like the studio, they don't want to pay her. Really, it's just this one person that doesn't want to pay her. But, so it does kind of line up with that. But yeah, Craven, and then I'll give my thoughts. But what you were saying in the back.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that I think that's what it is. I think it's just one of these executives at Spyglass or Lantern is threatening to do it. And it does really line up. We didn't mention this backstage, but now that you brought up Jamie Kennedy, it really does line up with what he said 2 months ago, basically, that, he knew he knew the people. Like he's like he called them business executives, is what he called them in his video. And he said he says it's a business executive. I thought he said it was two people. Maybe it was one, whatever.
I mean,
it was one or
two.
Two.
Like I said, this was like,
it doesn't. It's a long time
I just
ago.
know it was something along the lines of like, it's not Radio Silence. It's not the writers. It's nobody. It's these like two guys or whatever.
That's
upstairs that don't want it. Yeah, whatever.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you know what I wonder, because this con was, Jamie Kennedy was there.
Yes,
and
he was.
So you guys know, obviously.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it wasn't Jamie Kennedy as the one that actually said that. That's
kind of what I'm thinking.
Possibly,
Yeah. Just basically repeating what he said on his show a couple months ago.
I mean, he put it out there publicly, so it's not
He
like
did.
it's not like it's something he was saying behind closed doors. So
Yep. Makes sense.
He's also
That was
probably not
really it.
attached to this project. He's probably not even really doing
so
anything
why
for
does
it,
he
so he
care?
doesn't care. Exactly. Yeah, he's just like, whatever.
Yeah, he's like, hey, look,
He's a
what's
loose
going on?
end.
Exactly.
Here's the thing, though, too, is that like, and this goes into the problem that I've had from the beginning. It's like, what is the amounts? Because unless we know that, who knows for sure? Because like I've said, like, Nev feels like this was personal. Like she feels like she's not being paid what it's worth. And, based on the rumor, we don't know for sure, but supposedly they wanted to pay her just under $2 million. and for 4 days of shooting, right? So let's say it was that. Now, if Nev was like, well, no, like I want, 4 million, I want $1 million a day. Like the way I look at it, just pay her her money. You're gonna make that back
Exactly.
tenfold
Oh yeah.
by do that.
Yeah.
But if he
Mhm.
was like, I want 10 million, like you're paying Courtney Cox, let's say 10 million to be in this film or 7 million to be in this film. Like I need to be paid that. And they're looking at it as like Nev, like, you're only going to be in like one scene or like a handful of scenes in this movie. Like Courtney's going to be in like a majority because it fits the story. We're because supposedly it was a cliffhanger ending with her, and then she was going to have a bigger role in Scream 7. So
Right.
I could see them going, hey, like, look, we only want you for this scene here, and then we'll pay you what you want for Scream 7, but like it doesn't make sense to give you a third of our budget on 4 days of filming. If that's the case, then I don't really blame the studio for doing that. And if these execs ran the numbers and looked at everything and were like, dude, she's asking for too much money, and they're like, yeah, but it's Sydney, we need to pay her. You got to understand, they're not looking at it as personal. They're looking at it from a business perspective. Can we pay her $10 million? That money has to come from somewhere, right?
Mhm.
Because or it either comes from the budget, it comes from the studio's pockets, it comes from whatever. And unless we know the actual numbers, it's impossible. It's all just speculation. It's all just like, because what if she wanted too much money? Like if she wanted $10 million, I would have said no too. I would have been like, hey, look, I love you. I'm sorry. Can we find a happy compromise? And if she's like, no, like I feel like I'm worth this 10 million. If you don't think so, then I'm not going to be in the movie. Like it's a business decision. It sucks. But at some point you got to cut the cord. You got to cut the ties, especially if it's not the Sydney story no more. They're trying to move off of her. It's just,
but let me just ask you this. If we were to take a guess on whether it was too much or a fair amount, what would you lean towards, just out of my own curiosity?
I think it was too much. Personally.
Really?
Yeah. Because
I don't think so. Gotta be honest.
Look at
Talking about
everything.
Nev wanting too much?
Yes,
Is that what you mean?
yes.
I mean,
if you were to
look,
take a
it
guess
might
whether
not
she
be-
wanted too much
Oh, I
or
got
if she wanted what is a fair amount,
But here's
whatever
the
that
thing.
may be.
A fair
Got
amount to her might not be a realistic fair amount.
Well,
You
I
understand,
guess-
she's been underpaid this entire franchise.
Right.
So
No, I
she
know
might
that.
be looking at it as like, you're not Wes Craven. You're not Kevin Williamson.
Right,
Like,
right.
you're a studio that needs me more than I need you at this point because you're trying to reestablish the Scream franchise. Why would I take less money again? Like I think she's just based on everything she said, it looks like she's gotten to the point where she's like, all it's worth it is money. Scream 5 she didn't even want to be a part of. The only reason she came back was because of the West thing. So at this point, the only incentive for her to be in these movies is money. That's why I think it was a bigger amount than a smaller amount, and she was holding tight to it because she's looking at it as like, dude, I haven't been paid fair since day one. I'm here. I don't want to be in this movie. Period. I gave you the one movie because I appreciated what you were doing for Wes, and Wes means a lot to me. But outside of that, what is the point for me to be in this movie unless you're going to pay me? That's why I lean more towards she wanted more money than they were willing to pay her. But
Maybe. Well, I don't know. I mean, you make some good points with that, but I don't know. It just seems to me that I don't know. I guess I have to think about that. I was leaning towards. I think it would be, and when I say a fair price, I mean, in the sense that it's not so much that it's just fair to her, but I mean, obviously she's been through this, 5 other times, so I'm pretty sure she has an idea on what those ranges are. So I meant more as far as fair to what, you know what I'm saying, to the project, as far as all those things combined, not just saying, well, I haven't been paid the right way for all these movies, so now fair price to me is twice as much as I, should get or what have you. I don't know. That's a tough one.
yeah, 'cause I just think it's perspective. I think it's like I said, the only incentive she has is that, and fair value to us is probably different than a studio. What's going on? You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. Like the studio's looking at it as like, look, we're moving off of you. We only want you for one scene, really. So you're not even going to be in the movie. And she's looking at it as like, I'm still the Scream franchise, and we might like $10 million to most people. They might look at it as like, pay her. Like that's penny. You're going to make $200 million on this movie with her. But when you're looking at it from like the cost, and as like a studio putting out the money out of your pocket for that, and you don't have Nev in the whole movie, so it's like, do we pay her the $10 million for a third of the budget, and people are unhappy that she's not in the entire movie? Like, there's a lot of things that go into just paying her. It's not as simple as just paying her. And public perspective is, pay her. It doesn't matter. Like, we see the comments all the time. Who cares how much she wanted? Give it to her. Like, but it's still a bit. There's still operation costs. There's still distribution costs. There's still promotion costs, which aren't part of the filming budget. So yeah, they might make $200 million, but it cost them probably $100 million, or $75 million to actually put out the movie when all is said and done. So that extra $10 million.
It's just like, it's really hard for me to defend the studio. That's my thing.
It is. I agree. I mean, pay her, but this is the problem. We don't know all the facts. Kitty!
Oh,
she just ran in the room. Oh, no, she doesn't. Okay,
she's like, forget this.
She's like, nope.
Fifth collective member.
Well, all right, I'll weigh in, and Jake, you can weigh in. So I think I don't think this is her money grabbing. I really don't. I believe that she's a very sensible person. Her track record is incredible as far as these kind of, it's never been done before. She's never done anything like this before. And so my personal view on it is that, while again, like Fate said, none of us know the real scenario. I'm only going based on what I've seen from her in the past. Based on that, I think she's had a very strong record of credibility. So I have no reason to disbelieve her. I don't. I think that I'm taking her at face value. If she had done things like this multiple times, like if she was Nev Kardashian, I'd be like, oh, well, okay, here we go. It's just drama time. I don't think so. I don't think she's that. It's not who she is. I really don't think that. And I believe that she was lowballed. I'm going to take her at face value much more than I'm going to over a studio any day, where these guys are just, typically narcissistic power mongers. I'm going with Nev. I really do. I think Nev's being fair. I don't know, but credibility is, I will side with her over a studio guy any day.
Well, and my other thing about that too, I did a bunch of research when I was talking about this at first, like when all this news was starting to roll in for the first time. I want to say like 2 months ago or something. And something that I found was that her and Jamie Lee Curtis at a con were actually talking about getting underpaid and like how they feel like it's only because they were women and all that. And this was a conversation that goes all the way back to late 2020, before we were even like considering that this could happen to Nev in this franchise. So like, this is something that she's been talking about for a long time. And during that conversation, she even brings up Scream 3, which came out in the early thousands. And even then she was getting undercut and like not enough money to like her, what she thought she deserved for the franchise. Cause she is the star of it. I mean, like, you can bring up the Courtney Cox thing all day, but she's top billed, you know what I mean? Opposed to her. Sure, Courtney Cox is a bigger star, but this is like Nev Campbell's franchise, so to say, where Jamie Lee Curtis's franchise is like Halloween. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of the same thing to a degree.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's not the first time you've seen like a bigger star get paid more than really the main character. I mean, you could look at things like Superman. Marlon Brando got paid a shit ton more money than Christopher Reeve. And so did Gene Hackman, and that even in part two, like Christopher Reeve was already established as Superman. So that has happened before. But I just think that with Nev Campbell, she's who you think of when you think about the franchise, because she just is, But I agree with the track record thing.
Yeah, and it's not like Halloween where, some people may argue, well, Ghostface, people are going to see Ghostface. Ghostface is different people. It's not it's not like Michael Myers where, or Jason. Like, Jason is the franchise. I mean, I think we could all agree on that. That's not the case with Scream. It's unique in that way because it's a different person in every costume. It's not like this one person in all 5 movies. Except Nev. She's been in all 5, and Gail, of course. But it is a little different. It makes it a little unique, I think.
Well, that's my thing, too, is that, like, I feel like this, like, as much as, like, you're right, she doesn't have a history. And look, I'm not thinking of a studio. Like, I care less about studios. Pay the
Right.
actors, pay the things. It's just I'm just trying to put the perspective, like at the whole picture, the whole focus. And the thing is too is like this is unprecedented as far as Nev goes. Period. She as many films as she's been in. It's she's never been the face of another franchise besides Scream. So this dilemma has never presented itself. So of course Nev's never been in a situation like this because it's never happened. And I mean, like Jake said, dating back to 2020, this is something she's felt for a long time. And now you get to this point. That's why I think it was more, again, I just think that it all shows that it's more on the higher side. Now, again, that doesn't mean that it was $10 million. Maybe she wanted $5 million and they only wanted to pay her under 2 million, something like that. Like the way I look at it is pay her. As long as it's like, if it's in the 4 to 5 million, like kind of range, just pay her, give her her money and move on. Like, that's my thing. But like, if it was too extreme, again, it makes it hard because we don't know what the numbers are. Like if they release the number, and they're never going to release the numbers,
Right.
They're not.
We'll
So,
never
it would put things more in perspective. I mean, people are going to say, like, even if Nev was like, I want $20 million for this, or I'm not doing this movie, like people would be like, pay her $20 million. But I think we'd at least have a perspective. I don't think it was so unrealistic that they couldn't have done it. I do think they could have done it, but
Craven, you are our new king.
I see that.
Has ascended.
Dude. Finally.
He has risen. But yeah, I don't think Nev is like the cause of major drama. But
Right.
I mean,
No.
she isn't happy about it. That's for sure. She's been very public about it. But I just think it's one of those situations, like, and the breakup was inevitable. The problem is that like it just ended messy.
Yeah. True.
And it shouldn't have ended messy. Here's a question: do they bring Nev back for Scream 7?
They better.
After after everything that happened.
She said something about it. She made a whole comment about it, saying like, "Oh yeah, like I'd come back if they paid me the right amount."
Yeah.
Like it was very, very backhandedly, but yeah.
No, I absolutely but I'm saying from a studio perspective. I'm sure Nev, like, if the money, I've always said money solves everything. So like if they say Scream 6 is terrible and they come and they bring her a check and they're like, "Here, fill out how much you want." She'll be in that movie.
This is really funny because I was with Marcus, I Shot Him 6 Times, and Bob Hunt this weekend. Like, we were hanging out a lot at Monster Mania, and we talked about specifically this, about like, well, what happens if Scream 6 is really successful? And I was saying, I'm like, if that movie is successful, like they might just be like, sorry, Nev, we don't need you. It's like something I'm actually kind of concerned about. I'm like, will they bring her back if this one makes more money? Which I know a lot of people are like, no way this movie's going to make money. Like, not even going to break 100 million. I doubt it. Like, this movie's going to make money. So what is the studio going to think about that? What are they going to take from that? And I don't know, man. It's definitely something to be worried about.
I don't think it's about the money. I think it's going to be, what is the perception? Because I think they know this movie's going to do well regardless. It's going to take a little hit just because Nev's not in the movie and people know about it. But I think if the movie's good, I don't think they're going to – I think they'll just move off of Nev entirely and just continue forward. Like if the perception is this was a good movie, then I think they'll move forward. Now, if this movie makes a bunch of money, but it's like the general audience is like, yeah, this movie sucked, then I think that's when they'll be like, okay, like we're getting dragged. Like maybe we should hit up Nev. And then, because now you have that promotion of like, hey, Nev Campbell, it's her last film with Sidney Prescott. You better not miss it. That kind of thing. Look, we've made amends. We love Sidney. She's happy. Because I think they're going to want to milk that third film.
That would be a brilliant idea, honestly. I gotta be honest. Yeah.
But I think
But Nev would also have some leverage too.
Yeah, she would absolutely.
Yeah.
At that point. At that point, yeah. Now she's getting whatever she wants.
Right.
Like I said, they're probably handing her a blank check and saying,
so
hey,
to me, here's my thing. Here's my thinking of it. And obviously, like you said, we don't know the numbers. We don't know the conversations. We don't know the people or whatever. But to me, as a studio, I would rather have paid her, for this movie because that was I guess what I'm saying, the plan was to have her in it anyways, right? If they were on the fence about whether she was in it, sure, you roll the dice and get what you get. But she was supposed to be in the movie, so I would have paid her for this movie because of the fact that if for some reason 6 isn't as successful as 5, which is possible because we know a lot of times middle chapters they dip, right? Because 5,
Another one kills.
first stop, even Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. No, I'm just messing. But seriously, a lot of times that first movie when it comes out, just like Phantom Menace, everybody, yeah, let's do it. And then of course Attack of the Clones people woke up. They said, no, not really. But I'm just saying is that if 6 isn't as successful, and then they say, well, let's use the marketing ploy bringing Nev back, she will have the leverage.
Yeah.
Now,
so yeah.
The one thing though to me about all this is I feel like I feel like it's not going to make as much as Scream 5, but like it breaks 100 million, and for a horror movie that's a big deal. If you break $100 million, doesn't matter if you're a franchise continuation or an original. I mean, it's probably more impressive if you're an original, but the point is breaking 100 million as with a horror movie going way past the budget of it, that's success basically. So what, like, once again, it does make you question what is the studio going to think about that if that's going to be the case, which I'm like 99% sure this movie's going to make money, because I see all these people saying boycott it, don't see it, it's not Scream. Half of them go in March.
Well,
at
you
least.
know what that always does?
Come on,
that makes
like,
more people go see this movie.
Exactly. Like all these people talking about it, like they are they're making more, they're putting more butts in seats.
Going,
yeah. Oh yeah, they're like, oh.
Come on. Yeah, you're right. Paramount sucks. Come on.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, negative publicity is usually better than good publicity because people become curious. And
people talk about it more. People are more angrily passionate about it.
All these people that are out there sharing this narrative and cancel Scream 6 and this, that, and the other, all it's doing is bringing people that might have not have seen Scream 6 to now want to see Scream 6 because they're going to want to see what all the fuss is.
They want to see the train wreck.
Go look at every campaign or every movement or anything. Anytime you do something like that, the studio wins or whatever artist it is or whatever wins. Because that is just because you have a bunch of people that are like, you have people that are just like, F that movement. I'm going to go see this movie just because they made that movement. And then you have the people that just never would have seen this movie to begin with are like, what is all this about? Let's go check it out. Let's see what the drama is. So this movie's going to do fine. Like,
I think it's really funny that we have Michael Audrey Myers in the chat saying Scream is trash.
Yeah, we do. The Shape himself has spoken.
He's got to fight for his movie. I get it, Michael.
I guess so.
Craven, the points you were talking about backstage about Paramount, Spyglass, all that stuff, I think you should bring that up. It's a good point of conversation too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. So basically, it's important that we all remember in this discussion who the players really are. So, a lot of times we talk about the studio, we automatically think Paramount because that's the name that's most seen. But in reality, they are just distributors. Like Universal is just a distributor for Halloween. That's not the studio. So,
and real quick, just to kind of explain that, because that's like a lot, like people will hear that and they're like, what? Like, what do you mean? So like distributors just kind of like put out the movies, advertise it, be like, hey, look at this thing that someone else made and check this out. That's yeah, there you go. Very simplified explanation.
Oh, here, let's put it like this. Jake is making Red Right Hand, right? He's the filmmaker. He is the studio currently. Now, let's say he didn't want to just post it on YouTube. He wanted it to hit theaters. He would go find a distributor like Paramount, Universal, Screen Media, all things like that, and then take his movie to those things, and then they would distribute it and promote it and make it blow up and get it in theaters and all of that stuff for him. So, like Spyglass, they are the studio that is putting it on.
And you forgot, then we'll be signed for the sequel.
Yes.
Yes. Just saying.
Just saying.
So
go ahead, Raven. Sorry.
So that's what the distributors do. That's Paramount's job. Now the studio that's making the movie, actually making the film, is Spyglass Media Group, and so the person is basically saying that if Nev gets paid the money she wants, we're going to take the movie somewhere else, which means it can't be really Paramount because Paramount can't do that. Paramount doesn't they can't take the movie anywhere unless Spyglass works the deal out for them to do the arrangement. So it only makes sense that whoever this person is has the power to move that movie to somewhere else. That has to be at the studio level. And so that means we're talking about a business executive, as Jamie Kennedy put it, in Spyglass / Lantern group entertainment. So it's one or two people there. Because remember, a couple months ago, Jamie Kennedy said on his channel and his podcast that he knows the people. He actually knows who these people are that are blocking this. He said, if I remember correctly, I think I do, he said there's a couple of them. There's a couple of business executives that are saying no to Nev, to the money. They control the money, not Radio Silence. None of the creative, none of those guys do. These two people, I believe one or two people for sure, have control over it, and they're the ones saying no. So this rumor is coming out now. It sounds new, but the more I really have thought about it, it really is just reflecting what already has been said by Jamie Kennedy back in like June. So it wouldn't be surprised to me if Jamie Kennedy's not the one that's the source of this rumor, because he kind of already has been.
Yeah.
Someone's saying it at Monster Mania, and
right.
I mean,
It makes sense as Jamie Kennedy. That's my guess. If I had to put money on it. Yeah.
And to answer a question during this Q&A, Mr. Wayne is asking, what the hell is on my beanie? This is a Nightmare on Elm Street beanie. And this is supposed to say Elm Street, but like when I got closer, I forgot that my camera is like on manual focus and it's not just going to follow me. So yeah, it's a Freddy beanie. There you go, Wayne. I got you, dog.
Nice. Epic beanie. I do want to say one thing real quick,
epic.
And then we can either continue the conversation, move on. But can we stop blaming Radio Silence for everything? Anytime something happens, Radio Silence is the one to blame. Radio Silence has nothing to do with this movie except for filming.
Exactly.
That is it.
They're doing everything. They wrote the scripts. They're acting in all the roles.
They're putting the money out of their pockets. They're
making the posters too, right?
They're paying for
yeah.
Like every time something happens, it's like Radio Silence is trash. They don't know what they're doing. I'm
right,
like, Radio Silence has nothing to do with this movie besides filming it. That is it. The writers.
That's what.
The writers.
That's what happens when you put your name all over a project, though. People think it's
yeah.
all you.
It's
You're doing everything.
It is
yeah.
so true.
Yeah.
But in reality, the director has very limited power in a way. I mean, if you ever hear the stories, whether it's John Carpenter or obviously, this Stephen Wes Craven, I mean, like they really are kind of handcuffed quite often as far as decisions that are made in the movie. I mean, we've seen that countless times with directors that are far more experienced than Radio Silence, with far more clout, so it's crazy. Scorsese, I mean, it's crazy.
Do you think that that's one of the reasons they put Radio Silence in the position? Because they knew that like they're not like big name filmmakers. So like, like seriously, like,
I think Jason Garrett in Dallas.
Yeah. Like
Jerry Jones knows he's their puppet coach.
Yeah, they're puppeteer. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, like is that one of the reasons why you think that?
Well, I think it's something that you've seen in horror for a long time, forever, even back in the 80s. You find up and coming directors that have some sort of talent or some vision or what have you. You give them a little bit of money because they're not where they want to be yet, and it's a win-win. Because they've got the creative ability. So that they can probably make a pretty good movie, but you don't have to pay them a hell of a lot of money. So, and that obviously fits Radio Silence. Like, they've done some really cool stuff, but they haven't been in the big leagues yet. Yeah. So I think the studio definitely looked at it like that. I mean, how often do you see, especially in horror, how often do you see the big name directors, attached to a trilogy? It's you don't see that quite often. I mean, Wes was an exception, of course, but but even when Wes came on to Scream, he was also trying to reignite, his career too, So I mean, So anyways, I think it was a smart move on the studio's part to do that.
I'm sure fiscally it was a very good decision because they didn't have to
Mm-hmm.
pay radio silence probably what they would pay someone like a whoever James Wan or
Right.
one of these
Yeah.
type guys.
Yeah.
So that saved them money. Plus they
Mm-hmm.
they and again they are up and coming, and they did a good job with Ready or Not. So
Mm-hmm.
Ready or Not probably got them the gig, is my guess. And then now they're working on their resume for the big paydays to come after
Right.
the trilogy's done.
That's right.
I'm
Yeah.
so offended, Carrie. God, you don't want to go to Harvard Law? Oh, but wait, there's more. Just kidding. Ah.
Aha.
I bought it so I seem smart in my videos, but really, I'm not.
The Harvard Law
That's right.
part. It's brilliant.
See, you can't see the just kidding part. That's
Just
the
the
idea.
Harvard Law.
Yeah.
I like it.
There you
I'll
go.
tell you.
There you go.
But yeah,
That's right.
yeah. But yeah, no, I mean this whole thing has been an absolute mess and disaster.
It
And,
has, man.
It's
And
never
yeah,
going to
but-
stop, dude. Because you know what's happening? Like every month, someone in the universe it stirs this up again.
Because it's clout.
And it's
It's easy. It's easy
it's just-
views. People are interested. Like that's what it is. It's like
I mean,
like,
it's content for us. I mean, that's
Yeah,
one thing.
Right.
I mean, we
Yeah,
can
Yeah, are
get
you
more
complaining?
videos.
I mean,
I mean,
No,
like,
but it gives
so
a
many
little
people making
old.
up fake stuff.
No, it
There's
does. I
many
feel you.
people making up fake stuff that just runs rampant. Like I can't tell you how many videos in the last month I've had to do explaining that's bullshit. Don't don't.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
feel
I'm seeing
that.
with their
Yeah.
headset.
Yeah,
Oh, that was
because the problem is
ridiculous.
people don't look into stuff. They just see the
Right.
headline or something, or they just see, Nev on set, Scream 6.
Yep.
Oh, here we go, and then
Here
they
we
just
go.
and then it spreads like wildfire. And then I have all these people in my comments like, "Did you see this?" People sending me tagging it. Can you talk about
Yeah.
this? And I'm like, "It's bullshit." I'll
Yeah.
talk about it, but it's not going to be the way you want me to talk about it.
I was
But-
going to ignore that whole thing.
I
And I
was
had to do
too.
it.
I
I
was
got
gonna
my
ignore it completely,
DMs
but I got blown up.
blown up. People would not stop messaging me, guys. I had to make a video about it.
Yeah.
But gentlemen,
Oh.
we do have some good news, though. On the contrary,
Oh.
Saw 10 has a release date for next year, baby, October
Yeah,
27th.
Boy.
Right.
Yeah, baby.
Now, I got some weird news about it, though, that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I wanted to hear your guys' opinions on this.
course.
So we have Kevin Grudert. Oh, I don't think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but you know what? You gotta try. You gotta just attempt to do it right. Mr. Kevin Grudert directed the 6th and 7th installment in the franchise, and now he's coming back to do this new one. So how do you guys feel about that? Because Saw 6 is my personal favorite. I love
Yes.
that one, but then 7 is so meh. I don't know.
Yeah. 6 to me, I could not believe how good 6 was. I love the franchise, and by the time 6 came around, I was just kind of like, okay, they gotta really hook me in, because I saw those in the theater, and I just couldn't believe what a return to form 6 was. But I absolutely agree with you. When 7 came out, and it was all this hype, because the thing about the Saw movies, and we're covering it on my channel right now too, is each movie had its mini puzzle, which kind of connected to a bigger puzzle, and for the most part, not in every way, but for the most part, they kind of were able to, do that fairly effectively. So when 7 came out, I was like, okay, how is this all gonna go down? How is this gonna end? And it was kind of like, looks like they were just throwing some Hail Marys in it, so to speak. So I didn't think 7 was nearly as good as 6. But that being said, at least Kevin has that pedigree, for the franchise. So I think that in and of itself is a good thing. They just have to get the story right. To me, that's the biggest thing. So that's my quick thing.
Rumored to be about John Kramer again. I
Yes.
don't know how in the hell they're gonna figure that out, but sure. Is this
think
gonna
we
be
should
another
just move
jigsaw? What's going on?
Do you
What's
think
up?
we should just move off of the John Kramer stuff at this point?
Yes,
just have it be,
I-
a memory and just
Hot take. I feel like we should start take the spiral approach to a movie, but don't make the killer so obvious. Like it's
Make it better.
it's a little thing. Yeah.
Right.
Like man, you
Yeah.
could turn that into a murder mystery franchise very easily with like new
love that.
copycat
Yes.
killers, and it could be fun. You could do it differently each time. I personally would be totally down for that if they went that route. But
Yeah.
like I said, with the last movie, I was just like, really? Like they took
Right.
the most obvious choice to be the killer.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely think if they've got, I mean, the possibilities are endless as far as what they could do, and moving away from John Kramer. Although, don't get me wrong, because Tobin Bell, it like seriously, he's just so damn good. So I get it
Oh,
as
yeah.
far as what they're thinking, but look, they messed that up in 3, so it's like I mean, which was kind of surprising how they killed him off. Anyways,
Yeah.
but I do think they should move on from him. I really do.
And the only reason I say that too is because, like you said, like 3, well, spoiler, he dies
Yeah,
in 3,
spoilers.
and then
I mean,
like
yeah.
all
20 years.
yeah, I mean, whatever, if I just spoiled that for you, I don't know what to tell you. But then going all the way until Jigsaw, the 8th installment, it's all like post-mortem things that he set up, or in Jigsaw's cases, a twist. It happened
Yeah.
before the events of the first Saw. So it's like,
Yeah.
to me, it's just like, man, how the fuck did this guy knew he was gonna die and he set up all of this? Like, it's amazing. I would just rather push past it. Like, we've done enough
I
with the
agree.
character.
Although I will say, and not to spoil the conversations we'll be having, I'll be having for Saw, but I will say, at least up until 5, I was okay with this whole, they were like side stories, you know what I'm saying, and obviously flashbacks, and then of course six really was the last one, that was really, to me, at that really elite,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
No,
mean,
I totally agree.
8 was all right, but it didn't feel like it had the right soul to it, so to speak. But I did like Spiral, and I think that what they were starting in that, I think, was very interesting, except for, like you said, the reveal.
I think, yeah, Spiral's super underrated in my opinion. I think that's the one aspect of it that I just did not like across the board, but the rest of it is fantastic. Chris Rock and Sam Jackson talking, having a conversation in a
Yes.
Saw movie, dude. Like,
Yes.
what? Oh my God. I
Yes.
was like, I'm sold. I am there opening night. And that was so their dialogue is so enjoyable. I love both of those actors so much. So I don't know. Personally, I really enjoyed the last installment. It's a shame it wasn't more successful. 40 million at the box office, which is pretty low for this
Right.
franchise, but enough to garner
Yeah.
another sequel. So
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, hot take. I mean, if they want to really have that connection to the older movies, I mean, Costas Mandalore, there still could be question marks about Hoffman. I mean, I don't know. You still got Carrie Elways. I mean, it's like, if they were really trying to go the nostalgia route, in other words, they could kind of use some angles there and maybe, spin it, into a new group or a new thread or a new acolyte or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, John Kramer, I just think that they need to move on.
And this upcoming Saw, Ted, is probably going to be it's going to be some tie-in. He set up, it was his final plan that, when all things came together. That's how else do you include him? How else do you include him?
Well,
and so you're going to get some flashbacks.
John Kramer was pissed at like a lot of people before he
right.
died.
And he had plans. The cops had plans.
Where he had a plan so this can continue forever. Like maybe set up a bunch of disciples or whatever. Like, are we gonna get a cult of Saw? That's what we're gonna get.
I see that I'd be more interested in than like, oh, he set up all of this before he died. It's just like,
Right,
okay,
right.
dude, we've done that in
He has a
so
bunch
many
of
movies
people-
now.
Those,
He has a
Right.
bunch of
traps
people
still
that are,
work
like,
20 years
obsessed
later.
with his-
Yeah.
Rusty by now.
And like, are they just sitting there? Like,
That's what I'm
is someone
saying.
just
They're all
waiting?
set up. It's like,
Are the cops
I
not
better
like
oil that
finding this?
machine.
Yeah, right.
How much money does John Kramer have too that he's able to?
Hey,
just
I'll tell you
have
what,
these
when he
one-offs?
went to the insurance company, because of course he found out about his diagnosis. This was in 6, and they talked about, if you go with this this experimental therapy, it's going to cost a lot of money. He's like, don't talk to me about money. I don't care about the money. And I was like, you go, boy, you go.
No, like this dude's like a billionaire that just has all this money to like fund all these disciples, and
He was
like,
an elite, an
buy all these
elite.
warehouses.
he
and
was an
stuff like
elite engineer businessman.
What is
So
it? This is what is it? Law-abiding citizen all over again. Where it's like
Yeah.
that's a great movie, but it's like where did this guy get all this money from? Like,
It's like if Jeff Bezos just started like capturing and
gosh.
like torturing people or something. You know?
cue the song.
He can torture us with his
Dun-dun-dun,
prices.
dun-dun-dun.
Oh,
Oh, that was good.
Jeff Bezos.
Oh
Jeffrey
man.
Bezos. I
Yeah,
love
that's
that.
that's the greatest song ever. I'm gonna make
That's
that my
so funny.
ringtone today.
Oh, God. Real quick too, Extron was saying, how do you guys feel about the Child's Play franchise? Which movies did you enjoy the most? Which ones were the worst? And which one was the last good Child's Play movie? So there's like 3 questions in one.
goodness.
Speed round.
Ding, ding, ding.
Round 2, fight.
I'll take this first. I like the Child's Play franchise. I think 2 might have been my favorite. I think it's a very underrated sequel. It was very good. I remember, being young and just watching that one a hell of a lot. But I will say the original Child's Play is a classic, and I revisited that a couple months ago for an episode, and I hadn't seen it for a couple of years, and I actually forgot how good that first one was. 3 was okay, but not as good as 1 and 2. And then of course when you get into Bride and Seed and all that, that's when they went really comedic. But there's some good stuff in there, and I did enjoy those as well. But I don't know, the last good one, I don't know, maybe Bride, I don't know. That's a tough one to answer.
Ooh. Curse and Cults? No?
Well,
not a fan?
Curse was all right. Yeah, I don't know. Well, what do you think? Jake's like, I got a hot take.
I love both of those movies. I think the remake is trash. Like, sorry, but I love the kills, but the rest of it is just like so not Chucky. And they, not having Don Mancini on as an exec or an EP or whatever, like that just rubs me the wrong way. I don't like that. But I do love those last 2 movies. I think I like Curse probably more, but the ending of Cult is just so like a mind fuck. You're just like, what? Like, holy crap! I can't believe it ended this way. And then the series was like, oh yeah, remember that awesome ending at Cult? Yeah, forget about that. Who cares? But I don't know, man. I've always really appreciated every movie in this franchise, even like Seed and Bride. Like you said, it's a total change up of the tone, but I do enjoy them. 2's the best. It's great. Two's like the best balance of the comedy and the horror. I think some of the best lines and scenes. That ending at the toy factory, it's great.
Yes,
man.
that was so epic, man. That was great.
This is such an awesome franchise. I love it.
I said this yesterday in my live stream on Fate Decided because people were asking me about Child's Play. I think I said number 2, and I was wrong. My like high school sweetheart, her uncle was Jeremy Silvers. Was the little boy in Child's Play 3. So,
oh no way!
Yeah,
wow.
Her uncle was the actor that played the kid in Child's Play 3. So I'm familiar with Child's Play 3, and I do have a little bias because like I know the guy, like he was a cool guy, really liked him growing up. But dude,
Child's Play 3 has like some of the best side characters in my opinion.
Yeah. It does.
It does. I will
the guy
agree
that's
with
cutting
that.
his hair, like he keeps looking himself in the mirror and he's like, "Oh, getting a little long." Like that's so funny to me.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean they're iconic. Yesterday I was asked Child's Play or Leprechaun, and I was like, look, Child's Play is great, but I am obsessed with the Leprechaun movies. Like they are so terrible, they are amazing. Like I can't get off of those movies, especially the Las Vegas one. And it's not because I live in Vegas, because when I first saw that, I barely knew Vegas existed. But yeah, like when it implodes and she wants to be beautiful, and everything starts expanding. I still crack up at that to this day. Those are glorious movies. But sticking to Child's Play, let's talk about Child's Play. Sorry, tangent.
Similar franchises though, man.
They
like
are
great comparison. Yeah,
they are very similar. But yeah, I mean the first 2 Child's Plays are fantastic. The third, like I said, I have a bias to it. And then I like Bride of Chucky. I know people are either really hit or miss with that, but
I do too. I like it.
Yeah, I do too.
It's goofy, but no, it's great.
And then what is it, Seed Chucky or whatever?
Like,
I love dude. The ending of that movie is so funny. On that very clearly, obviously a set, like the background is like a painted mural in someone's backyard. It's like what?
Oh,
That's the weirdest looking set. I love it.
Man,
But,
yeah, my favorites are the first two and Bride of Chucky. Those are my three.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are my
Heck yeah.
top
Good.
three. Yeah.
Yeah.
what about
Good
the
stuff.
series? You guys like the series?
I haven't watched it yet. I'm
Oh, you
about
haven't?
to start watching it. I got it on DVR and I almost watched it today before the show, but I didn't. I watched 13 Fanboy instead.
What did
Dude,
you think of it?
I gotta watch
I
that
haven't
still.
seen that yet. Yeah.
What'd
I
you
was gonna
think of
watch it
it?
last night, but I ended up watching what is it? Day Shift.
Day
I watched
Day
Shift.
Shift.
Shift
I like.
last
Oh,
night.
that was
Yeah.
good. I love that movie. It was like
I
John
haven't seen
Wick
it.
meets vampires. It was great.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, Day Shift is a watch party. Listen, if that is a watch party
Ooh.
movie, Night, promise
Yeah.
you on this, dude. That's one
All right.
that the more people you watch it with, the more fun you're gonna
right.
have on some of these
It was
scenes.
it was an entertaining movie. Like I like
So
there were some things I don't because you guys haven't seen it, but Craven, I will say to you, like there was a couple things that just didn't make sense in that movie, especially towards the end. But other than that, overall, I enjoyed it. Was it the greatest
Yeah.
movie ever? No, but it was fun. It was a
It's
good time.
fun,
Like,
dude.
It's one
And
of those movies that like
it doesn't slow down. It's like you won't fall asleep at all.
yeah,
Once it
it's
starts, the
nonstop
pacing
Yeah.
goes, and
Well,
it is.
and I like the
Yeah.
vampires in
Nice.
the movie. Like
Yeah,
I like the
I
look
did
of it.
too.
You know, I thought it was pretty cool. It was pretty unique.
Nice.
Did you guys see Charlie's Angels, the movie?
Yeah.
Like, do you remember that movie?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that how McG. I love Mick as a director. Anything he directs, I want to watch it. And it reminded me of the feel of the first Charlie's Angels movie, Mick John Wick, and throw in vampires into a blender,
Oh.
and to me that's what this movie is. The action scenes are John Wick like, the tone is Charlie's Angels like, and there's still there's vampires. I don't know how else to describe it, man.
Yeah.
I thoroughly
Russell's saying
enjoyed
it's a shout out to the Lost Boys.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love the Lost Boys too.
Yeah.
No,
right.
it was,
I know.
Yeah.
It was
fun.
fun. I mean, look, you got Jamie Foxx. I was gonna say Kennedy, but
Oh, that movie.
Jamie Foxx,
Oh,
you have Snoop
Yeah.
Dogg. You have
Oh,
Dave
I didn't know there was a name
Franco.
that.
Like, yeah,
Dave Franco.
I-
Oh my gosh, he
Dave
Dave
killed
Franco's
it,
great.
dude.
Yeah, he's
Dave
Yeah,
hilarious.
he
Franco's
is.
great.
He
Dude,
is.
he plays that type of character perfectly.
Perfect.
I
You know,
saw. Okay, I saw
Yeah.
the trailer for that. I thought you guys were talking about a different Netflix movie from like a really long time ago. I've had this on my
no.
watch list.
Oh, this just
Okay.
came out 2 days ago on
Sick.
Friday.
Okay. I'll have to check it
Yeah.
out. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Seriously,
watch that
guys,
movie.
I'm up for a watch party. If anyone wants to do it, I'm there. Just let me
Hey
know.
man, it might
over
it
it.
might be the next one that I do then if it's that good for one.
Night, we
Yeah,
should
to
do it
do.
Sunday, man. No joke. Seriously.
All right.
Oh, KL said he started the Strain series. I love that series.
The Strain is awesome.
Strain is so
oh
good. I
my
haven't seen
god.
that.
Like,
Yeah.
You haven't seen the Strain?
Yes,
That is
I haven't
an
even
gotta
heard of it.
see it.
series. You
It
gotta
is
see
so
that.
good.
The
Guillermo
books
del
were
Toro.
good too. And
Yes.
like or
Okay.
the novels. I think they were
Yeah, the
novels.
novels.
They're not books.
It's like
Oh.
New York City's getting taken over by vampires and
man,
stuff.
it's
It's
so
really
good.
cool.
It is.
Yeah,
You know,
it's,
so
it's-
it
It
feels like
starts off with a
vampires
bang too, like
and
literally.
zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It is.
Yep.
It's really. And even like the vampires again, a very unique take on vampires.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
All that stuff. Like it's just
Yeah.
I mean, those were more terrifying than like the traditional vampires in my opinion.
Right.
Like
And
yeah,
the
like,
characters were
were
really
great.
cool.
Yeah.
You know, I really got invested in the characters too. And
Yeah,
that was, you know,
great storytelling, great characters, great character development.
yeah.
They really took the time to like have you and really enjoy and fall in love with each of these characters.
Mhm.
Nice.
They
Yep.
kept it pretty true to the novels too. They kept
Yeah.
it pretty true for the most part. I mean, there were some things that they changed, especially in the final season. They changed a lot.
That's
But,
what I heard. Yeah.
yeah, especially the ending. But I
Yeah.
don't want to ruin it because Craven.
There was some
Yeah.
there was
But the
yeah,
ending
there
was
was-
completely different than the books.
Yeah. Some of the characters, man, I absolutely loved a lot of those
Yeah.
characters so much, man. Oh man. Very, very cool stuff. What was the other movie you said you just saw, Steven?
Oh, 13 boy.
13 Fanboy.
I
that's
watched
right.
that literally right before I came on the stream.
What'd you think of it?
I liked it, man. It was pretty good. It was neat to see all of these
The
people again.
OGs.
And
yeah.
I love the concept. And of course, Deborah was there. I remember seeing Deborah on your channel, you know, with the whole interview and stuff. That was really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't see that twist coming. That was pretty darn
Right?
cool.
Man,
admit.
when that happened, I was like, Oh no, because I'm not going to spoil it, but
Yeah,
but
I
look,
know.
you guys know I'm fans. I'm a fan of all the movies. Well, except for Jason Goes to Hell, but that's another story. But anyways, but when that
Imposter.
reveal happened, I was like, oh, so
I
yeah, I
know.
enjoyed it.
Oh, you know what other movie I saw last night that
Me
I thought
too.
was absolute trash? I finally saw Dash Cam for the first
Yeah.
time last night. That movie
Yeah.
was god awful.
Dude, I
Well, that was
worked
really
so hard for an early screener of that, and then watching. I got to watch it a month early, and I'm like, this is fucking awful. I'm like, oh my god,
That and They Them might be the two worst movies I've seen in a long
I
time.
hadn't seen that yet either.
easily
haven't
the
seen
two
it
worst
either.
of the year for me.
Those
Like those
movies
were
were
both
awful.
garbage.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my
wait,
god.
Now wait a minute. Let me just say something now, because Steven, you and I, we were talking about They Them watching
I've been waiting to see it. with
So we
you.
haven't seen it. You guys have, and you guys are both saying without any
It was
type
terrible.
of preemptive conversation that it was one of the most terrible movies you've ever seen.
Yes.
Here's what I'll say about Dashcam real quick. The ending, has a little bit of a cool sequence that gets kind of scary, but the first 30 minutes of that movie is the most insufferable start to a movie I have ever seen. The main character is just the worst human being on the planet. She's I just cannot listen to her talk. She's so rude and just so mean to literally everybody, and I'm like, why is anyone putting up with her shit right now? Like, this is insane. And it's to the point where I'm like, I don't even want to keep watching the movie. I had to pause it 15 minutes in, go do a walk around my house and kind of just
Well, the only
Dude,
reason I
it's
waited
something.
so long is because all I heard was just bad things about it. So I was like, I'll get to it when I get to it. Even because I always watch it, because there's lots of movies that people hate that but people that I know that know me pretty well when it comes to my movie taste, they were even like, I'm telling you, this is gonna be one of the worst movies you've seen. And
then
was
the
like, all right,
ending.
so-
The ending is so frustrating too. There's a cool sequence, but then something doesn't happen. Fate, you know what I'm talking
Yes,
about?
I
And it's
do.
like, why does that not happen? This whole movie has been setting it up and it doesn't happen. Sorry. Oh God, I can't. That movie still pisses me off.
I would have texted you something real quick. Or let me know.
Yeah.
Oh my
Because
God.
I-
You guys are passing notes in
I
school.
was gonna say-
man.
I'm 100% sure we're on the same page. Because
No,
dude,
I know what you're talking about. This thing else is something else that bothered me.
Gosh.
We
Well,
have
Knight, while
lost
they're sitting
control.
in their notes, dude.
Yes.
We need to do. I want to do a watch party with you. I'm waiting on They Them. I've almost
Yeah.
pulled the trigger multiple times, but I'm holding off because we made a deal. I want to
right.
watch together.
Yeah,
So I'm
we'll do
waiting.
that.
So
Okay.
let's do They Them and Day Shift. I would love to do a double feature. I'm just throwing that out there.
Wow.
Now, They
I know.
Them is a
I
kind of
know.
a train
It's a
wreck in a
lot.
good way to me. I actually
Yeah.
it was so bad I enjoyed it in some
Okay.
parts, but other parts
Okay.
were just really insensitive and weird to me.
Okay.
So I don't know. I have a weird feeling about it, but
well,
yeah.
well, we're used to seeing some wacky ass shit.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, we are.
well, yeah. Well, maybe we can do a double. We'd have to
know.
probably, start it a little bit earlier than usual.
Right.
Maybe even. Well, I know, and we're all. This is all live. People are probably watching
know.
this like, what the hell are these
It's like
guys
50
doing?
people here
This-
listening to us plan our movies.
This isn't a social gathering time for you guys. But what
is.
what about maybe even tomorrow night?
Well, all right. I've got Red Eye tomorrow night
Oh, that's right.
at 9:30.
Okay. Yeah.
But I could possibly do one movie after that and do a double.
Well, let me try
Heck,
to
if you want
figure
to watch
out-
Red Eye and come on with me, you can. We could do a channel swap.
I do
Night-
love Red Eye. Yes.
Knight, I'm sending you something. New Scream picture. Literally
new-
just came out right as we're talking.
I knew Scream image.
Yeah. Yep. It's kind of a big one too. Holy crap.
Okay.
Well,
I'm sending it your
better
way.
send it to me too.
It's on the Scream Twitter. Just posted it
I don't
30
care about
seconds
Scream
ago.
Twitter. I want Jake Twitter.
I don't care. I want.
Jake
I
Twitter.
want it.
Exactly.
No.
Oh, are you messaging it? Where you sending it at, Jake?
Yeah.
I'm
you
gonna
emailing
email it to both to everybody right now.
Okay.
The-
Yeah.
yeah.
Got it.
Let me get
All
my
right, let me
email
go to
open.
I'm on.
Oh yeah, this is a cool one though. Tell you what.
All right.
Okay.
So you know how we've all been like, so what the hell's gonna happen with Samara Weaving? Kind of the
Dead
set
bait.
picture.
She's dead. I know she's gonna be dead.
I don't know, man.
Send a
The set
picture,
pictures
Jake.
making me question. I think. Listen. Yeah, when Knight pulls it on screen, we'll talk about it.
All
But
right.
I have my theories already.
Let me look at this thing and see.
All right. Let me just see. Of course,
Oh,
my computer's taking all day. All right, here
well,
we
she
go.
she's got a shield up. Man, that's a shield.
Look at what she's wearing. Look at what she's wearing, dude. What does that look like?
Oh, it looks like a vampire.
Gail Weathers from the first Scream movie, dude.
Well, it's the same color.
She's gonna be a reporter. Guarantee it.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
All right.
Are you?
Dude, it's the same. It's the same color.
Completely different.
No, dude. I'm saying she's gonna be a reporter. This is an homage to Scream 1. Because remember, she's wearing like the same color kind of dress in that
It
first
is the
Scream.
same color.
The
You're
moment
right.
I
is
saw
the
that,
same
I'm like,
color.
oh, new reporter. We have to have a character like that, right? We're in New York City, where Gail could have some competition, maybe some up and
well,
up
then
and coming
there's
young
your Debbie
face.
Salt. There you go. There's her.
Uh-oh.
It's going to be Samara Weaving and another person.
All right, here's the image. I'm gonna put this up.
Jake, I think it's from Stab Musical or something, dude.
I don't think so, man. I'll tell you
I
what.
don't think that's Gail Weathers because she's wearing like that long dress. Like, I
Yeah,
don't,
Gail had a skirt, like a higher.
But it's the same color.
It is the same.
Same color. And you notice she's there with Tony Ravioli.
that's what I'm saying. Who's supposed to
He's
be
playing
Stab?
Richie Stab.
Yeah, Stab.
He's playing
Neither of
Richie
them
Stab.
look like Sam or Richie though. That's
Well,
the
he
thing.
does nothing
but
like
it's
Richie.
Stab. That's the whole thing.
But it's
like, right?
Stab,
It's
yeah.
and it's a Broadway play.
Well, I don't know, man. I'm banking.
I
Like
hear
I've
you,
been
though.
saying this from the beginning. I'm like Samara Weaving's going to be playing. Like they have to have characters that are part of the morning show because that would be such a weird thing to leave out. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that'd be such a missed opportunity to have somebody in the workplace that is like kind of challenging Gail Weathers. She has to, she can't just kind of show up and be third act backup. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to see that again in this film with these legacy characters. Give them something to do. Give Gail Weathers a storyline with other characters that are doing the same thing as her. I think that would be kind of fun personally. But I don't know. I mean that's literally just me theorizing. They might not do that at all, but I just feel like it would be a massive missed opportunity if they didn't do something like that. And it's just college kids again, Like I'd be like, really?
it's
like
gonna be
come
college
on.
kids.
Yeah.
Also,
again, dude. Come
also,
on.
tell me that doesn't look like it would.
It
be
will, but I hope it's more than that.
No,
Sorry,
That
sorry,
doesn't
Fate.
look like it would be the background of a theatrical play.
Well, they're
In the
on a
back,
stage
all,
right
all the monitor, all the monitors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the sets. They're on a stage. Like
That's
it
a
looks
stage
like
there.
it looks like the backstage of a theater.
Yeah,
That's what it looks
That's
like.
a curtain right there, if I'm not mistaken.
it looks like a curtain. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
big stage curtain. Telling you, man, she's gonna be in Stab the musical.
You got
I'm
John
looking at
Wick
those-
behind him with the camo pants. Like, come on. Well, how is that not? How's that
They're,
not something?
dude, they're outside, man. I'm telling you. No, there's more to it than that, I think.
There's stairs in a wall back there. They're inside a building.
Yeah, that's
I don't think so. Are they? I can't.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
tell.
it looks like it.
Yeah,
It
they're
looks like
inside, man.
natural light. Look at the
Look at
picture
the
of
floor.
Chad, though.
Look at the carpet, dude. Look at the floor. Look
Yeah,
at the
the
flooring.
floor.
Oh, you're right. But look at the picture of Chad in the top left, dude. Like it looks like they're in somewhere. They look like they're in a greenery or something. You know what I mean? Like no,
I think that's,
is that
I think
just
that's
me?
the
It's the
windows
enter-
behind him.
Yeah, that's
when
what
you
I'm
go
saying.
into the
Like it looks like they're in somewhere where it's like easy to access the outside.
it
No,
could
is
be.
that just me? It looks. I don't know. Maybe
I
that's
have to
just me.
zoom
But
in.
it looks like this looks like a set which would work for the morning show angle. I'm just saying.
It could be a set.
Could be. It could be a set. If you look in the
Let me blow
bottom
this
right
thing up
corner,
now.
there's something there in the bottom right corner that's kind of
Okay, behind him is a brick wall building. Some other building outside. It looks like a back door, not a front door. Almost like an emergency exit door.
Yeah, I was about to say
to a
like
building.
a garage or something.
I got to compare
Yeah.
these to some of the pictures of like the actual movie, the movie theater, or whatever, or like not the movie theater. What is it like the actual like the theater? Because I'm wondering if that brick in the background that you can kind of see. I wonder if that's the same as some of the brick in like the actual theater of those pictures. Because then we
only
can
way
kind of
that's-
know where they are.
Well, that's not the front of Le National at all. So if he's standing at the front, it's a different place. If that's unless the back of Le National is that way, but I don't think so. Because remember that picture of the door I was walking in and we got the little displays, the little museum displays, right? That was at Le National, and so
Okay.
that doesn't match that glass wall.
Yeah, but what
So
if
that's
Chad's in a
definitely not
completely
the
different
National
place?
Theater.
Because it looks like this.
I'm-
It looks
yeah,
like
I'm looking at-
FaceTiming. Chad could be in a complete. He could be in a different part of the city.
Oh, if that's FaceTime,
true.
then that doesn't matter where he's at.
yeah,
You're right.
that's what I'm saying.
Right,
That's what
that's
this looks
true.
like. Is FaceTime. It doesn't look like he's there with them. It looks like he's
Okay,
FaceTiming them.
I got you.
during that.
But the background, like right behind like Samara and all them, like there's some brick there. It kind of is reminding me of like the theater. I don't know. Like I don't.
Oh, that
I
could
I
be
could be
now,
wrong. I don't know.
because-
I have to do a side by side.
there's a stairwell with the
Yeah, I
you
see
can
the
see the
stairwell.
armrails,
Yep.
and then that is a huge black curtain. They got a tarp curtain they got pinned up.
Yep.
And so
I
look at
see the
that blue
pins.
pin by the
They
stairwell.
have
Yep.
the floor's concrete, so
Floor is
know.
definitely concrete. Yes,
Yep.
it is. What else? What else?
Dude, I'm telling. That's
Oh, yeah,
way
look,
too
dude,
big of
look,
an
there's-
homage to not
Bro,
be that.
there's stage lights. There's Look at the cans underneath the dude by the camo. Look to
No
his,
way.
Look to his left.
I see this.
Aren't-
No, I see the stage lights, but I'm telling you, this is not Stab the musical. This dude, look. I mean, like the color of her dress is everything I need from this picture for me personally. I'm like, dude,
What, she was
that is
playing
like.
Gale and Stab.
or what
Musical.
if this is
Hang on.
just what if this is just this isn't actually them getting ready
Them
to
in the
film?
movie.
What if it,
You,
Right.
you
what
think
if
she
it-
just
yeah, what if-
wears that
what if
crazy
they're just
dress
hanging
like
out? Yeah,
casually?
she's always wearing stuff like it's a summer
She
dress.
is.
Well, I mean, look at
fashionable.
Ravioli. He's just got a white T-shirt on.
Yeah,
he's
he's
not
just wearing
dressed
a
for
white tee.
costume.
He's got a sunglasses on.
I don't know,
He's just-
man.
He's just kicking back. Not just that, but what if this is the play, the people, the actor and actress in the musical, but like backstage, and maybe Mindy, she's
Right.
she's just bringing them food or something, like, hey, great show today. Maybe she knows them. I mean, there's
Hey, here's your taco.
Yeah, here you go. Here's your taco. I mean,
All
it
I
kind of
know
looks.
is-
Dog.
It
Like,
looks like it's
I
not
don't
part
know,
of the
man.
movie. I mean, you got one of the film crew people there. You got them just kind of all chilling. I mean, Mindy's just looks like she's wearing just casual clothes, although it's something she could wear in the movie. But
Yeah.
saying like
Right.
she's just wearing casual clothes, like everybody's kind of just seems like they're
The thing
just
that
chilling.
drives me nuts, guys, is that IMDb Pro has Tony Ravioli, whatever, listed as Richie and Stab.
But that dude, that's IMDb, man. Like that shit can change like tomorrow. You know what I mean?
But doesn't it make sense though? Because we know there's going to be a theater play, or we know there's a theater, most likely a play. And now whether it's Stab or not, I've always thought that was a natural thing to think of. But they're definitely on a stage in that theater. They shot in that theater for we know at least 4 days straight. But they had it reserved for a lot longer. It looks like a lot of them. In fact, I'm having Chris on the channel Saturday from Discover Montreal for a final wrap. He was telling me, we were talking yesterday, that there was definitely like 4 days confirmed filming in Le National Theater, but they were there a lot of the other times building things. So like they were building that front where the displays, and a lot. Also, there's apparently going to be a lot of work was done for the front of that theater inside, but only 4 days with cameras rolling. So I don't know.
I don't know. To me, this at least I don't want to say confirms. It's a strong word, but to me, this says that hey, the extent of their roles is not going to be just like, oh, I'm the Stab version of Sam. They're actually going to be playing characters as well. The dress thing, okay, whatever. But dude, I mean, it is this. I just looked up a picture of Gale Weathers from Scream 1. It is the exact same color, dude. That you can't tell me
Yeah, it
that's not
is.
an homage. I don't know, man.
Totally homage, 100%.
Yeah. No, I could
Yeah.
definitely see
On
it
that.
being an homage because, they've been. I mean, come on, they're masters of homage. With these new movies, so I definitely could see it.
How
as
much
an
is she
homage
going to
to
be
Gale.
in the movie though? Is the question.
Samara?
I
Yeah.
hope a lot.
You know what I mean?
Jeez, right?
Like it. I don't know. I don't think she's going to be in it a ton. I think she's going to have like a couple scenes, if that. I think she either plays like the CC Cooper-esque character, or that's that kind of role where you get like 3 scenes with her and that's it. She dies, or she's gonna be like the Stab thing or whatever. Like I don't think we're gonna get a heavy dose of Samara. How are they gonna pull that off? You got Kirby, you got Gale, you got the core 4 characters. You're gonna have Samara
Right.
Weaving. You're gonna have the detective. You're gonna.
I mean,
how are
if
you
you're expecting her to be like the lead character, you're going to be disappointed.
but even
but
if
I
she's
think
like
she's
a
going to be a
background
prominent
character.
side character.
like even if she's like even a prominent side character, they still have like 5 of those. Like it's like how many are they gonna have? I don't know if she's gonna be in this movie a ton. I mean, who knows?
Who knows how big the opening scene's going to be? That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. But if she
Yeah,
dies
that's
in the
true,
opening
too.
scene, then she won't have.
I still think she's the
A
opening
huge role.
scene kill. I've been saying that since the first thing.
Not now. No, this changes everything personally
Really?
for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jake is like, my life has been changed for the better.
All I needed to
not,
see was one little hint that she's working on the morning show. She's gonna be throughout the film, I think. Now I don't know. Hey, listen, I'm such some idiot who's wearing a Harvard law shirt that's not actually. I never went to Harvard. I literally just But take my opinion with a grain of salt. No, I'm kidding. I actually visited my buddy in Boston. That's why I bought this. Right after the con, I was like, I should go say hi to him. So I bought this stupid shirt. But I don't know, man. This to me is like, okay, this is all I needed. I just needed to see this, and I'm like, I got it. Cool. I'm excited. Sorry.
I hope you're right because I
hope you're right. I was just about to say, I really hope you're right.
Yeah. I don't think she'll be revealed as a killer at the end of the movie. That's fine. Either because if she's gonna be in there the whole movie, she's totally a ghost face.
I kind of don't care. Like I know it would be so obvious. It would be blatantly obvious. But like she would do it so well, and she would. I'd be like, okay, fuck it.
I was talking about this last night too. Is that at this point, for seasoned Scream fans, does knowing who the killers are really make that big of a difference anymore? I mean, the last handful of Scream movies, like Scream 2, Mickey was the most obvious killer in the entire movie.
But Debbie Salt wasn't.
Yeah, right. Debbie Salt was.
Yeah, but, definitely the best mystery ever written. Absolutely.
But that was
it's so it's so good.
Scream 3, Roman was obvious, but they just made him disappear.
Jill wasn't.
No, I don't know. Maybe for me it's different. I don't think it was that obvious.
Jill got me. That was like
Jill was a total mind. You know what?
Jill was the one that was shocking.
I mean,
that
I was
like,
wow.
oh, she's the killer. But I mean, Scream 5 was blatantly obvious.
Scream 5, the air mill.
I had an audible gasp when Amber shot.
Dude, that was
I was like, I actually did that in the theater. I don't know, man. I was pretty impressed with that.
The way the reveal happened was cool, but leading up to it, you kind of were seeing the breadcrumbs,
Right. Oh, I knew it was Amber. I did. I knew it was Amber. I didn't know how they were going to do the review. I kept hoping it wasn't Amber because I don't know, man. Wrong.
Like Richie to me was so translated throughout the entire film. I was like, 100%, like absolutely, it's gonna be Jack Quaid. I don't know, man. Like Amber really got me. I was really I just felt like she was a little too obvious. You know what I mean? I felt it was like, I don't know, man.
They're playing me.
I thought it might have been cooler to do either Liv or Mindy as the killer at the end. That's what I was really banking on because I'm like that would be kind of a cool twist though because think about how much of a betrayal that would be. They just killed Chad before this whole thing happens right at the end. How fucked up would that be if Mindy just killed her brother? You know what I mean? And they have that little "fuck you, Mindy" thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. So I was really thinking about that.
It would have been kind of funny because Mindy says, "I'm not worried because I'm the killer." That would have been a great callback too. You could have went back to
retroactively that would have aged really well. That scene,
that would have aged
so
incredibly.
too.
Instead of it would have seemed like a joke in the moment, and she's just like, "Nah, I'm just kidding." And then they go upstairs and everything's fine. And then she gets revealed. That would have been such a cool oh, she wasn't playing. She really is psychotic. That's crazy. I don't know. I just the creep vibes and stuff were really weird, and just the way. Liv, when she was pressing her and she's just kind of you're scaring me now. I think it would have made things so great. And if they would have kept that deleted scene of her at the crime scene, it would have made her a super red herring, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then you could have had that. I think Mindy dropped the ball. Unless what if she's the killer in Scream 7?
Well, I was going to say, or even 6.
Well, what if she's a part of it?
They could have so many cool ways that they could go that could actually strengthen 5. You know what I mean? If they're ready to risk it all, if they're really truly ready to risk it all.
Yeah, we'll see how that holds up in March.
Right. I know.
Yeah.
You guys are risking
by Tyler.
You guys are risking shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They said the same stuff about Scream 5. It just that's my problem.
This to me was even more outwardly aggressive though. You know what I mean? It's just we're gonna risk it all to make sure the franchise is crazy again. And then all these set photos are so reminiscent of Scream 2, and it's just what? How is this risking it all? But hey, you know what? I haven't seen the movie. I don't fucking know. So I hope it's. I hope it's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. I do.
Jake, let me just ask you: are you prepared to see Scream 2.0? Are you ready for? Are you ready for Debbie Salt to be Dermot or Henry or Josh? Are you ready for that?
They're just
But
gonna do that
listen,
and just
I
bend her walls
don't
and
even
shit.
care. Everyone knows my opinion on Scream 2 at this point. There is absolutely room for improvement. Like, fight me. The ending of Scream 2 is like the biggest, just like, I cannot believe they like that. That to me is the most obvious mystery of these entire movies, like by a long shot. I don't know. Like, there's so much room for improvement there. That's my only, like, okay, maybe they could do the same concept, but better. And if they do that, I'll respect it. I don't think it'll be like the greatest conceptual thing they could have done with this movie, but I'll be like, hey, you know what? They did it better. Cool. I think it's going to be a little more convoluted than that, though. I don't know, man. There's so many really cool set pictures coming out. The subway thing is so exciting. This is so exciting. I feel like it's going to be, there's going to be some homage, but I feel like it's not going to be the same thing. I don't know. But hey, maybe you're right, Craven. Maybe it's like, oh yeah, hey, I'm Liv's mother. Get fucked, you know? I don't know. So.
Yeah, I can see you right now. No, throw it in popcorn.
I would cry. I would start crying in the
The way
theaters.
Mrs. Loomis said Mickey still drives me crazy to this day. You shot Mickey. Killed Mickey dead. No, but it's just the way she said it. It was like, it was funny. Like every time I see it, I just laugh at the way she says it. Like
her eyes, like, oh my god,
the eyes, man.
and then her
you killed my baby boy. Like, dude, I can't.
Oh my god.
I loved it, man. I loved every bit of that over the top, dripping over the cup.
Some people do, man. Some people.
I love that part
it,
where
man.
she was getting
Over
right
the
in
top.
Nev's face. You know what makes me sick? I was like, whoa.
Oh, I know, man.
Lori's going off here, man.
But it drives me crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Like, and I love Scream. I think Scream 2 is the best sequel out of all of them. But it doesn't make any sense. Like, and even Sydney points that out to her. Like, yeah, abandon him. Like, you know, like she's like, you're stupid. Like it just shows pure insanity. Which
She's
I guess
insane.
is the
But she's
point.
crazy.
I guess that's
Exactly.
the point. But like still,
It
it's
is.
like, you know, it's like, man, like
There's just
I don't
like you can't just like I don't know. To me, like playing crazy, you can't just like go like 110% over the top and be like, this is
It's
gonna be
like
a great
Tropic
performance.
Thunder where he's like, you never go full. I'm not gonna say the
You
word.
know,
'cause
yeah,
we'll all
don't
be
say the
canceled,
word.
But yeah,
But
Yeah.
I guess my point is like it's just like if you I don't know if your approach to playing crazy is just go as over the top as possible and your eyes are bulging out of your skull the entire performance. I that's just not a good performance to me. I'm sorry, like fight me, but that's just it's so
I'll
goofy.
fight you. I love it.
I
think
know
it's funny.
everyone
I think it's
everyone
fun.
loves it, but I'm the only one, and that's fine. You know what? I'll keep my hot
Okay.
takes to myself.
I like.
All right, buddy. I still love you.
I mean, Mickey's
Mickey's great. Timothy Oliphant's a
I
fucking
thought he
treasure,
was
man. He's
best.
amazing.
I thought
Yes.
he played it perfectly. Like I thought
Yeah,
he
he
came
did.
in, you know, he's like boyfriend killer, like, and then just
Yes.
like, you know,
Yeah.
it's a boyfriend you would have taken home to mother. If you
Dude,
had
it's
a mother.
it's fantastic
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
it is fantastic
Until
until he
Debbie
goes
comes up.
Billy's mother. Like it's fantastic up until
Yeah, see,
that
that
point.
coming, did you?
You get there, I turn the movie off. I'm like, nope. The movie ends with
Amber's
Mickey.
father.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. All right, guys. Well, hey.
It's coming.
Sorry, man, you say those words, Scream and 2, you put those together, I just
know.
start going on a
Scream and 2.
rampage.
I swear,
Oh,
Jake.
man.
Let me ask you this thing: if they actually rip the line out, and I don't think they would go that on the nose,
Yeah.
but if they rip the line out and it is Richie's dad or Amber's father,
Yeah.
I would lose my mind. I would lose my
Oh,
mind
man.
laughing. I would fall out of my seat. Like
I
people would
would
be like, "Is
be-
that guy okay?"
Yeah.
oh man,
I
I
would
wanted to be
love
in there
to-
now.
I do
just
too,
to
man.
hear you-
Just to see what our
right?
conversation will be like.
Yes. That Friday afternoon on a Lethal after we'd all watched it that day. I can imagine. Oh my gosh, bro.
I won't be able to contain myself, dude. I'll
Jake,
be
Oh,
like,
you
I
gotta
cannot
do a
believe.
live
Look.
stream, like as you enter the third act. You gotta live stream the entire
Oh
third
my
act.
But
God,
dude, here's
man,
the thing though. If we all go live, so let's say we see it Thursday night, we go live Friday. Like I don't know how I'm gonna be able to contain myself because like
Right.
what the fuck am I like? I'll be
Yeah.
like, yeah, that ending, man, was something. You know, like that's all I could be
Yeah.
able to say about it because people would
Right.
know if I was like extremely disappointed
Well,
with
that's
it. They
true.
know
Live
exactly
It's
what
just
the
an
outcome
hour
is.
of
You know.
Jake screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe.
The whole
Crazy
stream
for
would
an
just be him. "Ah!"
His blood red face.
Yeah.
You know,
Until he-
or
the
we
live
just say,
stream
"Hey
ends-
guys."
The live stream ends when he runs out of blood to his brain and just passes out. He just
Passes
falls
out.
over.
I'm so worried I'm gonna spoil it because I'm gonna be like, I know
Well-
I'm gonna be pissed if they go that route. Sorry. Okay.
Oh,
I'll shut
Here's
up.
the thing. I think all we need to do is simply say, for the sake of us not making a mistake on opening day and messing it up, we're
Right.
not going to talk about the third act whatsoever. Whether we loved it or hated it,
Right?
we're not going to talk about it.
I will do everything in my power not to say anything.
Yeah.
But
We'll
no
help you.
promises.
We'll help you, dude.
We'll get you through it, man. Well,
Yeah.
look, guys, we're gonna get ready to end this thing up. But for you guys in the live chat, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us, and we definitely we're glad you hung around and heard us going through all of that spiel. But anyways, please give the video a like if you haven't done that already. It would really help to support us. And leave us a comment. Let us know what do you think of all of our crazy theories, especially this new information on Samara or possible information on Samara. So, anyways, we will catch you guys later. Take it easy. We love you. The collective has spoken. Peace.
Bye, guys.